Yeah,
Oh,
that way.
ugh.
Y'all know what time it is. We back.
We're back.
Brief intermission. Mo and I have been super busy, and it's been hard to kind of coordinate on time, but we're back.
We have returned better than ever.
Better than ever.
With the
Fitted.
buffs. Talking about the
Come on.
buffs.
Come on.
Let's get after
Come
it.
on.
Oh, my gosh.
It
Feels good to be back.
Great. It feels so good to be back. We're so happy to have you guys back. We're going to be talking about Colorado football today. Crazy.
Unreal.
If you would have told me 2 years ago we'd have, one, that we'd have a channel, but two, that Colorado football is getting its own designated video, I would call your bluff.
Yep.
So pretty crazy. There's a lot to talk about, and Mo and I are just kind of gonna dissect like the spectacle of what it is for sports right now. But we're excited. Mo, anything you want to add before we get into it?
I don't believe so. Just as you talked about, this is something we've never seen ever in any sport. So deserves its own video, earned its own video.
Totally.
And I'm excited to talk about it. So
yeah. So I mean, unless you've been living under a rock, Colorado at this point, Deion Sanders, primetime, going over there to coach, bringing, I think they have 11 new coaches on that staff this year from last year, taking a team that won one game last year, and they are already 3-0, ranked in the top 20, and have what many people believe is the Heisman favorite at quarterback with Deion's son, Shador. Baller. He's been incredible. Totally reinvented the program, the culture. There is loads of NFL talent on that team.
Yeah.
Everyone is bought in. It is the biggest. I mean, you could argue it's the biggest topic in sports right now, which is crazy. I find myself just tuning into all of their games and not wanting this to end. Like, I just want to, I want this ride to last forever. Pause. But I'm loving it. I'm loving Coach Prime in Colorado right now. It's exciting. It's exciting.
They got their biggest test of the year so far coming up in a couple days. Against number 10 Oregon Ducks and Bo Nix and company. That's been my thought ever since, this hype train has started. They're obviously good. They got talent. They're unbeaten. Who's going to be the first team to beat Colorado? Oregon, obviously, has their best chance so far out of the 3 teams they played at home. Prime time.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Travis is obviously out still.
That's a big loss.
Lacerated liver, I believe.
Yeah.
It's something internal. It's gonna be a tough game for them for sure.
Yeah. They, as of now, the line that ESPN has is Oregon. It is in Eugene, for those who don't know.
Yep.
They are 21-point favorites. So
Oregon is
showing a lot of love to Oregon. And
I don't participate in gambling, but
of course,
if I did and I was going to put money on something, I would hammer Colorado spread even without Travis Hunter.
Yeah. That's big, man. Like 3 touchdowns.
That's a lot of points.
And Oregon's got a great team. Bo Nix is another great quarterback in that conference. So it's gonna. I'm just excited for the matchup. But 21 is serious.
Their defense. I mean, Oregon's defense is serious. They've been producing defensive prospects the last few years, like crazy. So they got a really good defense, but it's not like Colorado lost Shador. They didn't lose their quarterback. They lost their most important corner, which is huge.
Yep.
Considerably their most important receiver, but their receiving room's deep.
Yeah.
They got other guys. They got Jimmy Horn.
Yep.
They got some boys. They got some star-studded backs.
Totally.
The kid from, what was it, Army? I'm forgetting his name. He's a stud.
Yeah.
So I see it being a good game.
I do too.
Oregon probably.
Yeah.
I'd probably give them W, but
I would
about the
too,
spread, man. I don't know about that spread.
I totally agree with you, and I think it's so interesting to see the narrative with Colorado, because when it was announced, like all offseason, we've gotten a ton of Deion content, right? Like ESPN, but big outlets have been posting about, like, this is either gonna tank and it's not gonna work out, or it's going to be what we have now. It's a success, and it's a spectacle. So the fact that Colorado is even 3-0 and ranked and everything like that so far this season is a success. If they beat Oregon and Eugene, there's nothing. I think at that point, no one is hater proof, because that doesn't mean Colorado is the best team in college football or anything like that. But going into Eugene, if they beat Oregon, it's different. Like the hype is, if you think the hype is big now, the hype after a win like that would be huge. Yeah, it would be ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah, man. And if they took this W leading into a couple weeks from now, they play USC.
Oh my God.
If they could take this game somehow and roll into USC, probably top 13 seed in the team in the nation.
Yep.
Caleb Williams cooking. The storylines just write themselves right there. If they brought that team down, they would be legitimate contenders in Pac-12 conference championship talks.
Yeah.
They're a sleeper for sure, but I don't think just such an unbelievable jump. One game to conference champion, it would be. I don't even know. There's no words for that.
Yeah.
There's no.
No, I think I saw this quote and I wrote it down because I loved it so much, kind of talking about Deion Sanders and his philosophy, and I think the big reason why it's carrying over so well. And the quote was, "This man, Deion, is not trying to make these men better players. He is trying to make them better men." I think that is shown in the way that he coaches, in the way that he talks about his players, in the in all the preseason stuff, having Brittany Renner come in and help them kind of navigate, like, hey, you're about to be celebrities in a lot of ways. With a lot of like pro talent on that roster, here are things that him being a pro, and not just a pro, but like one of the most gifted athletes of all time. And giving that advice, like as a player, it would be so easy to buy in when this guy has proven himself. He knows how to be a winner. He won 2 Super Bowls. He went to a World Series, which is like that's ridiculous.
Mountaintop.
That is ridiculous. That's some video game type storyline, and we've had talks about him just being like one of the best athletes ever and being in contention for the best. Like it's so cool to see Deion bring everything from being at an HBCU and Jackson State and transitioning to Colorado and seeing it pay off in a big way. I'm all in. They're my favorite thing to watch in the sport this year, as for thousands of people.
For sure.
It's pretty awesome.
Another thing I want to touch on that transition. Obviously everyone was a little upset about the way he came about. Like, I'm bringing my guys. If you don't like it, get out of here. He definitely, I saw an interview on 3 players who were on last year's team who stayed, and they're making an impact, and they took that as a challenge instead of a scare away.
Yes.
So I feel like life, I don't know, this whole situation, it's about how you put life in perspective, man. Deion came in, he had his philosophies, he had his squad, he had his people.
Yep.
Obviously, there was people already at Colorado doing their thing. It wasn't successful. He brought him in. He kept the guys who wanted to keep working, brought his guys, and they're getting after it. So I just think it's a super cool story. He was getting hate for all of that, but that interview that those 3 kids, I'm forgetting their names, I saw the other day, it was really cool, actually. So
totally. Yeah, I and that's the thing too, is like there's no BS with Deion. There never was as a player, and there's not any as a coach. He says it how it is. He literally ranked his children on social media, which is the craziest thing.
That's unheard of. Yeah, that's different.
That's crazy because people talk about all the time, like the Kobe post where he posted, like, I think it was GG's team, and he was like, yeah, nah, they did really well. They got second place. Like, that's crazy. Deion ranking your kids publicly and then doubling down, like, we all got favorites.
I love it.
I'm just the only one that, you know, is willing to,
willing
to admit it. Is hilarious. Like, I think it's great. And I think, you know, me personally, like, I have a business mind. So my mind likes to kind of shift to how he's able to do it. And I think he has put himself so squarely in the media cycle. Like, there's an interview of him talking about when he played football, how he would rehearse quotes pregame as prime time because it helped his sales of his jerseys. It helped, you know, all that kind of stuff outside of football. And I thought that was dope. Him going through, like, yeah, that wasn't off the top of my head. I had that planned in advance 2 weeks ago. And I knew it would circulate and be in the press cycle. He is doing the same thing now as a coach, and it's not getting in the way of play, at least to this point. And I think this is just uncharted waters. We've never seen something like this before. And it makes me really curious what colleges are going to adapt to this same thing, because there's only one Deion, but there's tons of ex-football players. There's tons of ex-coaches that have been previous athletes. So it's crazy. It's really crazy just having this season. It's been a delight as a sports fan to have.
For sure, dude. One of the other things I wanted to touch on real quick was just the Deion talking about, you know, playing dad, playing coach, you know, the Shiloh pick 6 against Colorado State. Just seeing that, you know, obviously everyone knows Shador. He's a QB. He's Heisman. He's coming up. Shiloh, the other son on the squad. He's a Deion was saying, you know, he was a little tentative, you know, he was making mistakes here and there, but he's a hard worker. He gets out there. He's like, you know, I'm going to jump this one. He jumps it, pick 6. Deion's running down the sideline as a coach, as a dad, celebrate. It's just the story around it. Everyone has their own perspective on it, but that is just, dude, that's storybook, man. Like, you can't write it better than that. Like,
I totally agree. And I thought it was interesting because I was watching this game with my mom, and my mom doesn't like follow sports. Like, she was like, oh, that's Deion, stuff like that. But she was like, wouldn't it be annoying kind of as like a Colorado player to have the nepotism of the kids on the team? And I said, traditionally, I would understand that.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Happens all the time. If you want to look at it's not well, it would still be nepotism. And this isn't me trying to like be an asshole, but when you look at Milwaukee, right? Giannis's 2 brothers are on the team, and Shannon Sharp just went on a rant about, you're talking about you're not getting these guys. You want to make complaints about Milwaukee, but your 2 brothers are clogging roster spots. And I'm not gonna go that far because that's Shannon. But it's different in Colorado because these kids can ball.
They're ballers. They help the team. They're legit.
Yes, like one had a pick six, and the other was playing quarterback and is a real Heisman candidate, like a front runner caliber of guy. So that's kind of the difference, and I think that's what makes it so cool. Is like it's not just his kids are on the team, like that's dope. Nah, they're ballers,
impact players. Yeah.
Yes, so I'm loving it. As someone who grew up without a college football team and just kind of watched it because I like to see the guys going into the NFL and things like that, I found myself just like, okay, Colorado plays at this time.
Yeah,
I want to see that game.
I'm a fan. I haven't been able to watch. I've been Boise football, out of town, whatever. Last weekend was the first weekend I was able to sit down, watch.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I was
so cool.
on the edge of my seat the whole game. Like it's a really cool thing for the sport.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that it is insane to think that a team that won one game last year got a prime, like I think the number was over 7 million concurrent viewers were watching it in a game where East Coast, the game didn't start till 10 o'clock at night and it didn't end till ballpark 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
And what were you saying about Colorado's finances? Did they make it? How much?
18 million in Boulder over the course of the weekend off of local business, restaurant. Tickets are going for $400+ and it's a packed stadium. That is crazy. And then you have Deion, who's promoting his shades through all of the, back and forth last week with the Colorado State coach and him. And he made, I think, 1.3 million. In a day. Bro, are we like that's insane. Like it's crazy. We have never seen something like this before. And it's just an exciting time. The 30 for 30 for this cinema. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. But yeah, I'm excited. This Oregon game is going to be a test though. That's sure. I would probably lean Oregon if like I was forced to make a pick. It's in Eugene. That
helps a ton.
No Travis. Like there's a lot against Colorado, but people have been, against Colorado since Deion popped up. So
never know, man. We'll see.
Yeah, they win this one. Whew.
Yeah.
Different. But yeah, that's everything I got on my end, Mo. Do you have anything you would like to add on?
The last thing I want to add is if you went to Colorado last year, I want to formally introduce an apology to you. And I feel like they should fly you out for a game or something. Yeah. You should get something because that is like, I would be sick physically if I was a Colorado graduate. And then this happened. But that was the last thing I wanted to add in.
No, you're right. Like we had to sit through a season with one win.
Yeah, in the freezing cold with the horse mule over there stinking up the field. Like
like smells like manure over here. Like we live in Colorado. Like
now we want to get some.
Yeah, like I graduate and I got to see this. Can I leave? Like, bro, they could if it was me, they could put me in the highest seat.
That's what I'm saying. Just fly him out for a game, something.
Just caught me a ticket, man.
Yeah,
but they go for like 400. At least let me resell it.
Yeah, for sure. Let me get something from this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Excited, big matchup against Oregon. Let us know who y'all got. I'm curious. It's crazy to see all the Colorado hype. But Oregon's a real good team, man. That's gonna be a battle.
For sure.
But the video's done, which means song of the pod. Listen, we've been out the game a minute, but we still remember what we got to do.
Of course. The most important part.
Mo, what do you got for the people?
Today, ladies and gentlemen, to kickstart your weekend, I'm going to give you a little Dro Kenji Psych Out from his new album. Really, really good, unique instrumental, and he just flows. He's just talking. It's just a really good all-around song. Give it a listen.
You put me on. I'm going to listen right when we're done filming, I guess, our next video as well. But after that, I'm tuning in.
Heat.
I love it. Put the people on. Looking at my pick now, it's crazy for a lot of reasons. One, it doesn't fit the weekend vibe, so I'm sorry. I guess this one's if you're down in the dumps.
If you're feeling,
you're sad.
That might happen late night.
Yeah, your team loses this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Sunday,
your college football team loses Saturday. Your NFL team loses Sunday. I can't believe I'm saying this. I Remember Everything by Zach Bryan and Casey Musgraves.
Heater!
Listen, man. Heater. I gave Zach Bryan a chance because I was like, his album's getting some really good reception. It's self-titled, which for me, as a music fan, if it's self-titled, that means it's serious. Because if you're naming an album after you've put a lot into it. I've grown to kind of like him as a person, and I do not like country. I'll be honest. The main reason I listen to this is because of Casey. I love her. I got her album on vinyl over there. But this song is amazing. The album is really good. The stuff with Warren Treaty. I cannot believe I'm talking about Zach Bryan.
I am blown away. This is awesome, though, because I've matured a little bit, bro. I've matured a little bit. It's gas.
It's good. And it's way more like folky than it is country. Like, he has the Lumineers on here. Like that's not country music. It's folky singer-songwriter. So if you're in the camp that doesn't really like country, I understand, because that's me most of the time.
I was there.
But give it a shot. Give it a shot. And if you don't like it, that's all right. But I Remember Everything is a great song of the year contender. That song is beautiful. Their harmonizing is perfect. Casey, I love you. Zach, I rock with you, bro. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Song of the pod. Can't believe I said it, but let's go, baby. Here we go.
Yeah.
We're here. We thank you for joining us in this video. We got another one ready for y'all. We're back. So we got videos galore. And we're excited. Make the most of the weekend. We love y'all.
Get after it. Love y'all tons.
Deuces.
See you next time.